staring down, made to say two lines of rehearsed. They follow me as a kind of curse. You push before the start. To stretch the mirrors and hours, I dream aloud.
Wasn't the only choice.
No, I wasn't. It was between Will and I, and at first it was a rock, paper, scissors. Bobby Campbell switched it on me last minute, so I was kind of upset about that because I'm good at rock, paper, scissors. So it ended up being a card game. I ended up winning 2-1, and a high card game. Yeah, I ended up beating Will. I love him to death, but I'm the guy that should go to England, and that's how I got picked. A card game. Just a little bit. I never really feel too much pressure. Just a little bit because, yeah, I don't want to be, one of his first fighters, I guess, to lose to someone from England. But at the same time, it does give me a lot of confidence, if that makes sense, because he's fought a lot of them and won the vast majority of those fights. So him knowing the way they fight, he'll let me know what's coming towards me. So it doesn't make me nervous at all. I don't feel pressure. I feel more confident, actually. First and foremost, I appreciate the opportunity that they want me there. That's why they're doing this. They want me to fight on their card, so I appreciate that. And I enjoy getting out of my comfort zone. So it's going to be real interesting to see. This is my first time going somewhere outside of my own country to go fight. So it's going to be real interesting to see how that plays out. How I do in another country, in England. So
Your opponent, Jackhammer?
I don't. I just know he fought like 2 fights before he signed to fight me. That's all I know about him. I know he's been winning so far. That's gonna come to an end once we meet. So I think he's overlooking me a little bit. That's just how I feel. I think he needs to focus more on me than fighting any of his fights after. So I did hear one of his interviews, and I do really think he's overlooking me, and that'll show once we meet up in the ring on the 24th. It's not what he said about me. They asked him a question, how do you feel about fighting Elvis Camejo? He basically went over the question and was like, and they asked him also, what are you looking to do after that fight? And again, he answered that he's looking to big fights after this. So I took it as a way that he thinks he's gonna it's going to be an easy win for him. And the only thing we have in common is that we both don't want to go all 7 rounds. The only difference is it's gonna go my way. Like, we don't have to be in there 7 rounds if he doesn't really want to. Well, the obvious, just sparring 7 to 10 rounds instead of the usual 4 to 5 rounds, and picking up the miles when running. A little bit, but not too much. I have fought above the waist before. That's how I got started, actually. But it doesn't. It's just all back to what I started with. Okay, well, when I'm not in here kickboxing, or training, I'm putting on a little more mass, which I not necessarily used to do or ever did for any particular fight. For this fight, I'm doing that. He does seem a little bigger than I am, and again, I'm going up a couple of pounds. So when I'm not in here, I'm lifting. So that's what changed a little bit in my training. Not hungrier than normal, but it is the biggest fight of my career because, again, it's my first time traveling. I'm not at home. Everyone watching. I'm the main event. Everyone's watching, but they're not rooting for me. They're not expecting for me to go in there and win. So that it is the biggest fight of my career so far. I see myself winning this fight, taking him into deep water, see what he's like for all 7 rounds. Again, he doesn't want to go 7 rounds, but we don't have to. If the opportunity, comes to finish him and get him out of there early, that's what I'm going to do. But I do see myself taking a decision. At first, I did think he would point fight, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to be looking for the knockout.
Are you prepared for that? You ready to face that fight?
I'm always ready for that. did mention to my coach that I would love to defend my boxing title belt. So after this fight, after I win this fight, I want to defend my boxing belt. Shout out to my team, the whole Jackhammer, not just Campbell's Kickboxing, but the whole Jackhammer promotion, from staff, from teammates, especially Coach Bobby Campbell, and family and friends that support me. Just thank you for having me, England, in advance, and I look forward to meeting up with Zach Evans.